Hey, Nancy.
Good afternoon.
All right, so we're going to talk a bit about Comhlatech and their auto trading system. So let me start by saying the person responsible for the auto trading system, the chief investment officer for Comhlatech, is John Bannon. And I have known John Bannon for as long as I've been married, which at this point is going to be 17 years in November. John is a seasoned trader, and I actually met him as he was getting into trading. And the first probably 2 years I met him, he was a full-time student. He was taking courses from top traders in the world, spending tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars learning how to trade, learning the industry, learning the systems, learning the algorithms. And so his whole, I would say almost 20 years, has been developing algorithms and systems. And he does come from a financial background to begin with. So this is kind of a growth on that. He began sharing his systems with a company called How Do I Trade Stocks? How Do I Trade Stocks.com. It was a while ago, so I want to try to remember it. And it was a very simple system. It was called dot to dot. That is the algorithm that he created, was dot to dot. And if you were a member of How Do I Trade Stocks, you received dot to dot. So you could literally take the software, plug it into one of a few different platforms, much like TradingView, which you know, and it would give you signals, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, based on something called swing trading. It's not day trading. It's not buy and hold. It's the in-between. It's when you're buying the trends. So this system was meant to buy when the trend was down and sell when the trend was up. It was correct about 65% of the time, which I think is pretty good. And its wins were bigger than its losses. So I have been with John since the very, very, very beginning, and know him as a trader and an algorithm developer and a systems developer personally. He has since really ramped up his development and launched Comhlatech, I want to say in June of 2019, could be 20, with the whole last 3 years have been a blur. And what he decided to do was take all of the members of How Do I Trade Stocks and make them owners of the company, gave them the opportunity to be owners of the company. And the company is called Comhlatech. Comhlatech is a company that develops systems and algorithms based on a forecast, not based on what's the word I'm looking for? So his system is based on what is going to happen. It's pattern based, right? So he's created this future-based pattern. So he doesn't react. That's what the word I'm looking for. He doesn't react to what the market is doing. He knows right now when he's going to buy and sell in September, in October, in November, in December of this year. He already has that information. That's what his system is. It's a forecast system, future-based, not a reactive system. So much like any other trade, if you know any other traders, you know, they'll put their strategies in something like TradingView, and that'll send a signal when to buy or sell. He is forecast based, and he already knows when he's going to buy or sell in the future. And these are the systems that he's developed with Comhlatech. So the first one he launched publicly was called Prophetic, and the second one is called Radium. And it's Prophetic that I wanted to share with you today because it's the lowest entry level of trading systems. So if John trades his system specifically on the indexes, so the NASDAQ 100 and the S&P. When we think of what an index is, or when I think, based on my knowledge, what an index is, it is the whole index. So it's not a specific stock or company. So for me, for example, historically, I've been trading with QLD. That's the ticker. Or SSO. Those are the tickers we've been trading with. Now, with auto trading, I'm not going to talk about what I've been doing. I want to talk about kind of the new system coming up. that got launched in June of this year. And it's based on futures. So futures, the futures market is basically an auction market where you buy or sell a commodity or a contract for delivery on a specific date. So for for Comhlatech, we still base it on the NASDAQ and the S&P. So the NASDAQ futures, the ticker is NQ, and then depending on what the end of the contract is, it'll be like NQ, NQQM or NQZ, and those letters tell you when the contracts end, and then 2022, and then next year it'll be 2023. So we basically buy this futures contract. We're not buying a stock, we're buying a contract, right? And then we're selling the contract before the contract end date is. We're still buying and selling similar the way we did when we were using QLD. We're buying low and selling high. The difference with auto trading and what we were doing before is I'm not doing the trading anymore. So with a broker account with my money, so I take my money, and in this case, it's a minimum of $5,000. Now that with the co-op, I may be able to arrange something different, but right now you need to have a minimum of $5,000 to participate. And so with $5,000, you buy one contract. Okay, you buy and sell one contract until your $5,000 turns to $10,000. This is a contract I buy with my money and I sell with my money in my broker account. Very traditional. The broker we use is GFF and Iron Beam. And John does this through his license with World Cup Advisors. So to be a part of this, you need to have a World Cup Advisor membership. That's $20 a month. You also need to pay a monthly due to Comhlatech, because even though John is good-hearted, he still needs to answer to his shareholders and make profits. And he does that by charging $100 per contract to the contract holder. So if you've ever bought or sold stocks before, you know that you buy and sell stocks with your money, right? So the $5,000 seed money, I'm going to call it, is yours. You don't give it to someone and then wait for profit and then only be able to take the profit like some other programs out there. This is your money. It's a true and traditional investment in the sense that the $5,000 goes in your account. And if that futures contract that we bought goes down in value, then we lose a little bit of money. If it goes up in value, we make a little bit of money. So the value of a $5,000 contract does fluctuate. It does go down. As I was talking to someone, they're like, I thought it would go straight up. And I'm like, no, that's not the world of trading. The trading does go up and down, but it is all your money, and any fees that come out from that seed money. So you don't have to pay in addition to that. Much like Novatech, that how Novatech, they just take it out of whatever is in your account. That $100 just comes out of your account. The awesome thing with Comhlatech and World Cup Advisors is with their relationship, they've actually negotiated free memberships until you reach 2 contracts, $10,000. So if the co-op started with 1 contract, you would not have to pay $120 a month, 20 plus 100. You would just pay the $100 Comhlatech fee per month per contract. And as an example, and it doesn't always work this way. So, what's the phrase, Nancy? Past results are not indicative of future results, right? But what I'm telling you is I've been trading QLD until June when the auto trading got set up. And so since June, I started with 3 contracts. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys do the math. 3 contracts. I now have 4 contracts without putting another dime in. It is August 24th. So now we're at a bottom of the market, which is why it's a great time to get in, which is why it's a great time, like, not to wait until December or January, when the market may have come back. We're at a very bottom of the market right now. And so it's a really good time to get into this. And the nice thing is that GFF is a registered broker, and John has a license for trading futures in the United States. So this is all very clean as far as, you know, being secured, right? You're not giving your money to John. You're opening a broker account. So the steps are: you open a World Cup Advisor account, which is free if you have less than 2 contracts. Then you open an Iron Beam. It's a co-broker account between Iron Beam and GFF. You open your account there. You fund your account. You tell them you want to trade, if you've got $5,000, 1 contract, and then the auto trading happens. So basically, John presses all the buttons to buy and sell. And as he buys and sells, for example, if you tell GFF you want 1 contract and you're one of 100 people, John will actually buy 100 contracts. And then it all kind of zips into everybody's account, that order. And when he sells, it zips out of everybody's account. So there's literally nothing else to do. You don't have to open another type of signal service. You don't have to learn how to trade. You don't have to remember to place your trades on time on the right days, which is actually what has prevented a lot of people from being successful in trading, is making, oh, I feel like the market's going to go up tomorrow, so I'm just going to stay in one more day, right? And you may be right, you may be wrong, but if you're wrong, then it's no longer a system if you're going by feelings. So the nice thing is with this auto trading, you cannot divert from the forecasted system that John has created. The only thing you are really in control of is, because it's your money, you can say, stop trading the system. I don't want to be in it anymore. And it stops forever until you say, no, start trading the system again. You can't get in and out of trades at different times. You would have to actually exit the whole system. So it's nice because you don't have to worry about when to trade, how to trade, what's the buying amount, what's the selling amount, what are the dates. It just automatically happens. So all you have to do is log in however often you want to log in and check your account balance. It's as simple as that.
So this is another set it and forget it type platform that we love. I was under the impression that it was, I was going to, do some copy trading. And
Like
maybe
carbon.
that's what, like carbon, before. So this is
Auto
fantastic.
trading.
This is fantastic news. So
Yep.
guys, if you're listening, we just put our money in and we just watch it do its thing. And we hope, for the best. And it
Exactly.
is trading.
So historically, the system has done on average 65% a year, which I know is really not great compared to some of the other returns that we're currently making in other systems. But the difference is that we start with the 5,000 and that 5,000 stays ours. It's not a fee. It's not seed money to someone else, right? It's so if we're making, and that's 65%, I believe that's what they've made over the last 3 years, with last year being brutal. This, like, even in our system, this past year has been brutal, right? And so, and that's non-compounding, right? So what happens is, once we make 100%, we then buy, we direct, or you could direct GFF to now buy and sell 2 contracts. So 65% a year is non-compounding, but as soon as you meet your first 100%, you're now compounding. Do you know what I mean? Like, you only have to make 50% now to make your 3rd contract, and then 30% to make your 4th contract. So it does compound very, very fast. In fact, the based on compounding, and I'm going to see if I can pull this up. Bear with me one quick second here. Okay. So I'm going to, starting with 1 contract, I'm going to share my screen. So in this particular case, I've actually used 48% less than the average return historically. I've used less than, okay? I've used 48% a year. And so your $5,000 contract, so this is months and weeks. So if we go, let's say to 24 months, which is 2 years, your $5,000 contract compounded is worth $155,000 based on 48% a year return, which is less than the system has actually made in the last 10 years.
Wow.
That's with one contract. Now, if you start with 2 contracts, not that you are, or that, we can, but like if you start with 2 contracts, instead of 155, or instead of double, and let's say what double of 155 is 310, we're at 405,000. Right? And this is all liquid. It's liquid. So we can use some of that profit for other things like you do with other systems, because it's liquid. You just have to maintain $5,000 per contract.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
So that's it. That's the system.
All right. Can you spell that for those who are interested? How do you spell Comhlatech?
Yeah. So it's COMHLATECH.com. And I'll pull up I'm going to share the website here, so you guys all know what it looks like, to make sure that you're on the right page. So it's Comhlatech, COMHLATECH.com. By the way, John is Scottish. Comhla is a Gaelic word for together, because it was together with his original followers that he created this system. And it is together we win or fail. And that is what drives him. So he's, a super awesome human being. And so, yeah, you can go here about Comhlatech. Here's a bit about the auto trade service. So literally sign up, get started. There's a video about auto trading and World Cup advisors. And sorry, let's accept these cookies. So this is the website for Comhlatech, COMHLATECH.com. The awesome thing too is you can, as a member of Comhlatech, you get their full education system. So if you want to learn more about trading, if you're not a seasoned trader, or if you don't understand the language, they provide free training within their library of videos.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for sharing that information with us today. I've been very excited to get this in front of our group. I think they're going to love it. And especially because it doesn't add one more thing on my plate really to have to do, except for do what I like to do, is just go in and check our money and report. It's a beautiful thing. Perfect. It's a beautiful thing. So guys, listen up and make sure that you look at the video here, go on the website, review that, because we will be voting on Friday, September the 2nd, where to put our next little funnel of cash that we have coming in that we've just cashed out. So we want to make sure that Comhlatech is definitely in the consideration there, and see what we can do. Any final thoughts or anything else that you'd like to share, Angela?
Nope, that's good. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.